Okay, so we keep this. We can go Giver into Thalia into Leonin Arbiter Ghost Quarter. The Sunbaked Canyon is going to hurt quite a bit. But hopefully they're not playing Burn. Pendlehaven into Arbor Elf. Okay, we get a castle. So I think we go castle into Thalia, and then we Arbiter. Or do we play the Arbiter immediately so they can't easily use their fetch lands? Arbor Elf, Pendlehaven kind of makes me think of Heliod combo. And they're not going to have very much removal in the main. But if they have the enchantment that targets a land, Thalia is going to tax that, and that could be quite good. Okay, we can also attack here with Giver of Ruins. It is an option. And I think this might be the one turn where we can really get away with it. On the other hand, if they play Walking Ballista next turn, that could kill the Thalia. Ooh, Prismatic Vista. Too bad we didn't play the Arbiter, huh? This Ghost Quarter is going to be great. Okay, they're not doing anything here. We're going to be able to use the Field of Ruin, but they have 2 mana, so yeah, we can't Field of Ruin to actually take one of their lands. But if we play the Field of Ruin, we can threaten it if they tap out. And then we'll just attack for 4. I'm leaving the Giver of Ruins back, like I was saying, to potentially protect my creatures from Walking Ballista. Opponent could have Path, so let's just keep our creatures safe. Keep on thinking I'm forgetting to put a companion or something into my hand. No companions in this deck. Okay, so they play another Arbor Elf. They have access to 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, so we don't have to worry about Collected Company. Another Path. That's 4, 5, 6. So double Path here doesn't kill them. Might as well stay the course in that case. They can block one of these creatures if they use the Pendelhaven. So we'll just go ahead and give our Arbiter protection from green. These two creatures will bounce. Opponent will take 2. Ooh, that was a bit of a punt there. With the ability for Arbor Elf on the stack, I was supposed to use Field of Ruin and get rid of one of their lands. So now they could have Collected Company, but we've got a pair of paths to clear the way for us. I think I just did it again. No, they have mana for like Arbor Elf and whatever. They could easily make 2 mana. Okay, so let's see what they get from the Collected Company. Champ and Apparition. Okay. So whatever the Apparition targets, we can give Pro White. This is no longer a lethal attack. They have 6 life. Do we want to path anything right now? I don't think so. Okay, so we just use the Eiganjo Castle to prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to Thalia. So our Thalia survives there. And we now have the opportunity to use the Field of Ruin while they're tapped out, and we can get this Pendelhaven off the board. Might have been a little bit too eager on that Pendelhaven there. We could get blown out by Heliod into Spike Feeder. Opponent has definitely turned a corner here. They're at 6 life. If we path Arbor Elf, all their creatures are white. So we could smash in for 4, putting them to 2. We could also just get rid of the Heliod while we're at it. So yeah, we'll give our 2 attacking creatures here pro white. Hit them for 4. And try and kill them next turn. They have another Collected Company here. Okay, we just gotta cross our fingers. No Windmill Slam. So they're thinking. A Mentor and a Spike Feeder. Oh, that is a problem. Gains them quite a bit of life. And we're just going to have to take the damage, because Giver of Ruins can't give itself protection. Flickerwisp. Aburakima, you're right. This deck has no hammers. That's the problem. Just trying to figure out what I'm going to blink with the Flickerwisp. There don't seem to be any particularly juicy targets on the opponent's side. Although if we blink the Spike Feeder, they don't have a green creature, they'd be able to gain 4 life with it, and then it would come back down and gain more life. It's close. They're only at 4 life. If we can hit them a couple times, maybe I'm just too hopeful, but I'm thinking the Flickerwisp might be able to get the last of the points of damage in. Maybe we just flicker a Plains so that we can draw a card. Flickering Castle is strictly better, though. I actually got to use the ability on Castle. There we go. 1 untapped castle. Ranger Captain. This looks like the beginning of the end. They'll be able to go get the Walking Ballista with the Ranger Captain. Of course, they're going to have to pay some mana for the Leonin Arbiter here. Looks like they did indeed remember that. Yeah, they can't Ballista this turn, but next turn it's coming in as a problem. Well, they have 2, 4, 6 life with the Spike Feeder. Ghost Quarter, so we can knock them off a land. Alright, so we'll slap them for 5, make them use the Spike Feeder. But they're going to be able to untap here and make a Walking Ballista. We're going to use the Ghost Quarter to knock down how big the Ballista could be. And we can't really do anything else. We can play this Aether Vial, I guess. But I think we should have kept that in hand. The way things are now, this 1 mana is not representing a path to exile. So yeah, we should have left the Vial in hand. Ooh, Conclave Mentor is a pretty good draw there. They have 3 Conclave Mentors, so the Walking Ballista for 1 is going to be like a Walking Ballista for 4. And I think this is GG. Close game. We weren't able to close it out in time. Okay, we're going to want Winds of Abandon, Phyrexian Revoker. And I think that's it. What are we going to take out here? The Giver of Ruins aren't very strong here, so we can take those out. Mirran Crusader has protection from green. I don't know if that's worth bringing it in for. I think we keep the Thalia. So I think we'll submit with this. One land hand, but it has first turn Aether Vial. We're going to keep this. And hope that we can draw a land off the top. That would, of course, be ideal. We will need 2 mana to get this Stoneforge Mystic working for us. Okay, let's get lucky. Nice. So we either play Thalia here or the Stoneforge Mystic to start. I think I want to play the Mystic so that I can use the Aether Vial to get the Thalia down and then use the Mystic to get my equipment. So let's just go get Batterskull. Oh, they have the path for the Stoneforge Mystic here. Okay. That will get us another Plains, which is a bonus. Okay, so Aether Vial is going to put the Thalia into play. I'm thinking maybe I play the Archon. Okay, let's tax them. Do they pay the life for a tap land? There's a Conclave Mentor. That's something we can attack into for now. Just going to wait for this Aether Vial trigger to resolve. We spent quite a bit of time on that first game, so we're going to have to play fairly quickly for the next one. Stoneforge Mystic is a decent draw. And we can even flicker it to get some extra value if we want. But the Aether Vial is very strong with Flickerwisp. We'll get Sophie, and then I think we'll flicker the Conclave Mentor. Maybe we flicker a land on the end step here so that they don't get it. Basically making them lose a land for the turn. Nice. Okay, and we still got 11 minutes and 30 seconds for the third game. Don't think we're going to change anything here. Let's just resubmit. Not a great hand. I mean, I'm doing stuff with it, but it doesn't seem great. I don't know if this is a hand that's going to win. I think I'm... It's just like we have... Yeah, it is really close. We have enough lands to cast all our spells. One of our lands is a draw land, so we can replace it. And if we draw gas, this hand is fine. I think we'll keep. I think this hand is probably better than a random 6. Any Death and Taxes experts watching in the YouTubes, you can tell me if you would keep this hand or not. Throw that Arbiter out there to hopefully stifle their mana somewhat, but they have a Pendelhaven, so it looks like they have Collected Company mana. Alright, let's play the Archon. Again, trying to tax them. We're not going to attack. They either have Collected Company and will surprise block, or they'll just activate the Pendelhaven and eat up the Arbiter. They get Heliod and Arbor Elf. Oh, that could have been a lot worse. But if they have Walking Ballista in hand, we're dead. That's the call for the Ballista, but we have Leonin Arbiter, so they just lost that card. That was a pretty good get for us. Yeah, that worked out really well for us. As bad as them getting the Heliod is, the rest of the turn worked out fairly well. They do still have Arbor Elf, so they're going to be able to activate the Arbiter. But if we put down a second Arbiter, then we can Ghost Quarter one of their lands. Revoker Elf. Yep, that'll cut them off of mana. Yep, we can definitely do that. Oh. They didn't activate the Heliod there. They must have another card they want to play. Oh, okay. So they're going to be able to search with that because we blocked with the Leonin Arbiter. That gets them the Ballista. So we can Flickerwisp the Revoker and name Walking Ballista. Oh, they don't give any of their creatures lifelink. Okay. Oh, and they're playing a Champ. So Champ's a bit of a problem. If they had played that pre-combat, they could have attacked with Heliod. Good thing they didn't. Aether Vial. Not getting much gas here. Let's crack the Sunbaked Canyon and see if we can draw something. Looking for maybe a path? Another field. Nope, no luck. Okay, so we're going to have to make a block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, oh yeah, if we block the Heliod, we can survive. But I don't think we're going to win this one. If we block with Phyrexian Revoker, we're dead to the Walking Ballista in their hand. 1, 2, 3. Maybe not. Because they can't actually use the Arbor Elves, they have no forests. I would like to have gotten this Arbiter down, though. Oh, Force of Vigor. They just go ahead and destroy 2 of my artifacts. And that's death. Good game. Okay, I like this hand. We'll definitely keep. We can go Giver into Stoneforge into Arbiter. We could go Giver into Thalia. A lot of options here. Okay, so they're playing one of the all spells list. So either Belcher or oops, all spells. The one with the creatures that mill your entire deck. Or it could be something else. They could just be using Valakut Awakening because it's a good card. Okay, so we have another spell land. And they put it into play untapped, so they must have something they want to do with it. I think the Arbiter is not going to be very good here. Hey there, handsome. We're playing one of your favorite decks today. Recross the Paths. Thalia is going to be a bit of a blowout here, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm overvaluing Thalia, but I think that it's going to screw up their math enough that they won't be able to win. That's very true. They're sorting out their top deck. They might have Thalia on the mind. It's possible that they might think of that. But considering how fast they set up their top cards, I think that they went ahead and just did this is the standard cards that we get. I'm going to put the planes on the bottom, I think. We have 3 lands already. We'll probably draw another land before we need any more. Let's look for action. Yeah, Reforge is going to be the top card. I'm not sure. I've never played as the opponent's deck, so I don't know what is possible to play around. Oh, what? This hand is so slow. Everything we have in our hand is a 3-drop. We have a 1-land hand this time, but we're on the draw. We have an Aether Vial. Again, our cards are mostly 3-drops, which is unfortunate. I think I'd probably get rid of the Maul. Yeah, I've never been in this situation where someone has literally just left the building on me, but now I have something new to hope for. A new goal in salt mining. Second Aether Vial is interesting. Would have preferred plains, but there it is. Yeah, we have some personalities. Fish can get pretty salty, that's for sure. Okay. Ooh, we get the land off the top. Nothing to do with it, but nice to have. No kidding. I know that a lot of people have been taking a big break from the game lately. A lot of people have sold their cards, but I hadn't heard about Bernard. That can really get to you in this game. We've talked about it before. This game involves a lot of variance, so you can put a lot of work into it, be playing the best deck, be incredibly skilled and talented, handsome, thin, all that stuff, but it's not going to help you sometimes. The cards will just be against you. We get another land. Okay. Deck wants to give us a chance. I really don't want to throw the Archon onto the board, though, into a potential counterspell. I'd really like to Aether Vial it in. Maybe we'll Flickerwisp and flicker a Plains. Oh, no. No. I was supposed to hold, huh? Damn that gap. What was your plan, handsome? It's a trick. Yeah, that's true too. I want to get something onto the board, you know? I'm just not doing anything. I need some pressure. Ah, well, that's done. Another Skyclave Apparition. Okay, during their upkeep, I'm going to flash in the Archon. Yeah, the Flickerwisp could be pretty good here as a way to save the Archon. I could have cast Archon for mana. They only had Island up. And then my Aether Vial would allow me to save the Archon and throw down Flickerwisp when they tried to Fatal Push it. And that would have been some very nice pressure. Because then we would have 5 flying power on board instead of 2 and maybe none. Okay, they got a Jace. We're going to be able to use Apparition to get rid of that. Okay, so we'll say always no and always yield. That'll save a little bit of time. We get another Archon. That's not too bad. Let's cast this Apparition. I mean, the abilities don't really stack on this thing, so whatever. Get rid of the Jace. Oh, they have an opt, so they must have yield until end of turn. Likely has a snap. Yeah, that makes sense. Snapcaster's not too good when we have Archon, though. It would block the Skyclave Apparition. So we'll have to blink in the Skyclave Apparition if they try and block the Skyclave. Giver of Ruins isn't too bad either. No blocks. We just get in for 6. And Giver resolves. They're just letting us do all the things. Oh, here's something. Mystical Teachings. Oh, they're going to get like Damnation or something? Consume the Meek. That'll work pretty well for them. Nothing we can do about it. Thanks for the follow, friend. Drinkmaker 888. How did you find the stream? Como50 wants me to open a chest. Alright, you don't mind if we just wait till Sideboard, do you? I think this game will be over pretty soon. We've lost a lot of card value there. Batterskull. Opponent's going to be hitting us for 4 a turn. Batterskull's going to be pretty hard to put into play. Mystic Sanctuary. What do they put back on top with that? Fatal Push. And a Grave Titan? Wow. Okay. Yeah, no kidding. They've got a 4/4 and a pair of 2/2s. Skyclave doesn't work on tokens. We can Flickerwisp a token, though. I think, yeah, Flickerwisp is probably the best card we could draw in that situation. I do think that we're out of it. But, yeah, that's not bad. Okay, yeah, they have the Fatal Push for the Flickerwisp. And I was just taking a look at the wording of Apparition. It says target permanent you don't control. So I can't save the Flickerwisp by apparating it. Not that I could apparate anyways, of course, because the Aether Vial is tapped. And, this deck doesn't play Rattle Chains. Okay, so we're playing against a control deck. Let's bring in the Crusader. This has protection from black. We can bring this in. There could be some value to Rest in Peace. They're playing Snapcaster Mage, Mystic Teachings, and the land, what is that? Mystic Sanctuary. I think we can take out Maul. We can probably take out some number of Path. Maybe one of the Apparitions. I think Archon is okay, especially with Snapcaster Mage, so we'll keep all of those. Thalia is really good. So I could take out another Path, just leave one. Because they're not going to have very many targets for Path. But I don't mind drawing one so that we can get rid of a potential Titan. Same thing like with Rest in Peace. I don't want to add a bunch. We're not playing against Dredge. But if I get one Rest in Peace, that's fine. Could bring in the Revokers for their Planeswalker. Okay, what do we got this time? We have 2 lands. We have Aether Vial. We have Arbiter. I think this is good enough to keep. We'll play Field of Ruin first for the Aether Vial, so that we don't have to take pain from our land. But I don't think we're going to have to worry about that too much. Okay, they've got their Polluted Delta going. And they have an Inquisition, so they're going to be able to take the Arbiter out of our hand. They might leave it there, though, if they have Fatal Push. They're taking the Flickerwisp, so they probably have Fatal Push in hand. Get Path to Exile. The one path. We got it. So we could play the Arbiter, or we could play the Vial and then Vial in the Arbiter later. I think we play the Arbiter now. They can't counter it, and they'll have to spend mana on their turn if they want to kill it. Okay, we're just about out of resources here. We could Field of Ruin one of their lands and then play the Aether Vial. Make their mana not so perfect. I don't know that that's any better than just playing Sophie. I doubt it. I very much doubt they could kill the sword. The problem is getting someone to carry it. Spreading Seas on our Sunbaked Canyon to take us off white. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, well, we can't cast it because of the Sunbaked Canyon here. But what we can do is hit their Watery Grave with a Field of Ruin and then drop this Aether Vial. Let's go to the second main step. Shadow of Doubt. That would have been okay against the Stoneforge Mystic. Another Spreading Seas to get rid of our planes. They got Shadow of Doubt, Spreading Seas. Are we playing taxes or are they? Okay. Yes, and then always no. Ghost Quarter. Okay, so with Ghost Quarter we can play the Stoneforge Mystic. We could Field of Ruin, get rid of the Sacred Hollow, and that gets us white mana, so we can play Stoneforge. Or we could Ghost Quarter our own land. That gets us a basic. And then we could even equip the sword. So I think we want to Ghost Quarter our own land. Get Batterskull, equip Sophie, and pass. Oh, they have Fatal Push. Okay. So we lose out on the Stoneforge Mystic there. And we get Phyrexian Revoker. Okay. Revoker can carry a sword. And then what do we name with Revoker? We don't know any of the cards in their hand. Okay. In that case, I think I want a Field of Ruin. Maybe take out their Sunken Hollow here. Jace the Living Guild Pact. That's the name. Yeah, you did. Good call. Always no, and now we can always yield to these Aether Vials. We are 1 mana off of casting Batterskull. And we're going to want to kill the Jace here, because Revoker can still die to many of the cards that they have. So if they unlock the Jace, that's going to be GG. So even though this means we won't be able to draw a card, we can't trigger Sophie this way, I think it's important to kill that Jace. Ooh, opponent passes. And we get a Thalia. Very nice. Cool. We get to draw a card with Sophie. Get another Thalia. Okay. Let's cast a Thalia, and then we can Aether Vial in a Thalia later if we need to. What's not to love? I mean, just look at that face. Oh no, they're killing our castle. That means we can't prevent damage to our Thalia. What are we going to do? You want the old art? Oh, they have the remand. Okay. We can just cast it again. But I guess that means they draw a card, so that's pretty good for them. Okay, so they have the Blood Chief's Thirst. Let's go ahead and vial the other Thalia in. Or do we wait? I think we wait until end of turn. What could they do with that 2 mana? I'm going to vial in the other Thalia. And this means that the tax will not go down. Choose a Thalia to keep. We want to keep this one. The one that's not being killed. Okay, back to our turn. They had no land drop. They have no more spells. And we have access to Batterskull now. Excellent wordplay. Put them to 2. So close. Oops. Cancel that. Thalia makes the Batterskull cost 6. Next turn. Tax, tax, tax. I see what you mean now. They weren't able to find their answers, and we got there. Got kind of lucky on that one. The land destruction Actually did quite a bit of work on both sides. But in the end, Sophie was the clear victor. They didn't have it. I didn't have it. Probably. They have a lot of very high casting cost cards, so the Thalias have been doing just so much work. This hand is okay, we'll keep. It's got all the things that we like to see. Ooh, Inquisition turn 1, they're going to take our Aether Vial. So their counter spells are on the menu, and we draw the one path again. Let's go ahead and get Sophie if they let us. Nope. Mana leak. Okay, well, since the giver can't give protection, it might as well attack. Another Inquisition. Probably get rid of Revoker would be my guess. Nope, they get rid of the Flickerwisp. And a Bloodchief's Thirst. Bye-bye board. Ooh, Stoneforge Mystic off the top. Yeah, let's do that. Go get Sophie. Kinda hoping the opponent is going to miss some land drops here. Spreading Seas cantrips. Miss a land, miss a land. Fatal Push is still pretty good, even if they're missing a land. We could have named Polluted Delta with the Field of Ruin. Yeah. I mean, they had two very good Inquisitions. And that Fatal Push and Bloodchief's Thirst as well. That's very true. That's the difference between Revoker and Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle can name lands, but doesn't stop mana. Revoker cannot name lands, but does stop mana. Thalia is a decent draw. That's another difference. If only we could cast the swords. Thalia is going to take us even further away from casting that sword. We do get the land, though, so we can play the Archon. Oh no, they have a counterspell. Okay, again they miss on land drop. We find Giver of Ruins. That's a card we can cast. Oh, they're going to block with Snappy, huh? So Snappy can block Phyrexian Revoker. Yeah, but if we path it, that gives them an extra land, and I don't want that. We could path a Revoker, though. I don't mind pathing the Revoker. It lets us get land so we can cast Sword. And Snapcaster doesn't block Thalia very well. If we get the Sword onto it, it can't block at all. Yeah, I'm just wondering if this is the purpose for Path. Ooh, Field of Ruin, nice. We can get rid of that Dark Slick Shores if we want. But I think I would rather cast Sword. Nice. Ooh, they got a Polluted Delta. So they have more access to mana. Oh, but they are passing. Nice. Two mana for an opt. They're almost out. I think they're going to concede here. Let's see here. 2s and 3s, but we're on the play. This is good enough. Question is, do we play Thalia or Stoneforge Mystic first? Well, we can answer that next turn, when we know a little bit more about what the opponent is playing. You know, I don't think we've seen any companions this league yet. Cavern of Souls naming. Beast. Bogles? Grazer. Okay. Yep. Yeah, this is Amulet Titan. So they just played that land to get the beast down. Cool. Yeah, I respect that play. That was really cool. Okay, so Ghost Court is pretty good against Gruul Turf. But I would like to be able to play a card this turn. It's going to be close. I probably have to Ghost Quarter this turn, because they're going to tap for 3, put down the Druid, and then play another land. So if we Ghost Quarter them, that stalls them by quite a bit. Awkward. Very awkward is what that was. Look at all that stuff. Okay, Thalia or Stoneforge? I think we want to play Thalia. Stoneforge is going to take a while to be able to put down whatever equipment we're looking at. We're going to want to go Thalia into probably Archon. We might have to Skyclave Apparate the Sakura Tribe Scout. Okay, taxed on the Explorer. They found a growth chamber. We're probably going to want to field that. Although if they have another Karoo land, they could save it. So maybe we don't want to do that. No point in attacking. Grazer does a really good job of blocking Thalia. Okay, they did have another Karoo land. So if we had went for the Field of Ruin play, we would have got blown out. But they have 4, 5, 6 mana now, so they can Titan. I guess we're not quite dead. We could draw Path. But we're looking pretty dead. No Path. So the Mirran Crusader is going to be able to attack through their blockers. I like that. Relic-Warder can target their amulets. We assume they're playing amulets because they're playing Karoo lands. Not sure about the Winds of Abandon. Probably don't need to go that far. I think Winds is more for aggressive creature strategies. Yeah, if they want to Pact for a Titan. Could probably get rid of Sophie. I think that's probably the worst equipment in the deck. Thalia is not too hot in this matchup. Get rid of one of the Archons, and we need Thalia on 2. Yeah, we're on the play. Oh, Giver of Ruins. I'm supposed to take out Giver of Ruins. It seems so obvious now. So I get to put 3 cards back in, put the that dude back in, put this dude back in, and we'll take back Sophie. Okay, we got Arbiter, we got Thalia, we got Vial. This hand is great. Path to Exile with Arbiter is pretty good. So we can go Aether Vial into Thalia, and then we can Vial in Arbiter and hopefully Field of Ruin a Karoo land. If not, we can cast the Path to Exile. Opponent is mulliganing once. Starting with a Field of the Dead. Thalia is going to be pretty great here. I think that their plan was probably to cast an amulet. Ooh, Relic-Warder. Okay. Good old Cat Jesus. Nice. So they just have nothing this turn. No land, though. No land is unfortunate. So we can cast an Arbiter and then throw an Arbiter into play with a Vial. I think that's our play. Okay, so Stomping Ground comes into play untapped. They have something they want to play. Opponent might be a little bit frustrated by the taxes. I don't think they wanted to pay the life for the Stomping Ground there. Nice. Mirran Crusader. That'll that'll finish them off quickly. Yeah, that's lethal. Next turn. Engineered explosives on 1. And then they use that to kill the Aether Vial? X is 1 cast with 2 colors. That makes more sense. Okay, so they're going to kill our team. Okay, but we get to keep the Crusader. Shame about losing the Thalia, though. Okay, always no, always yield. We get another Arbiter. Very good. So we can put that into play after a combat. They're going to blow the explosives here. This should be GG. Dryad, okay. So that... Well, they can't cast another spell here because of the rule of law. But they can cast a spell on our upkeep. So they could Lightning Bolt the Mirran Crusader. Yeah, it looks that way. Cool. Don't think we want to make any changes to the board here. So let's just resubmit. Not great, but I would say maybe keepable. We have Arbiter into Skyclave, and then we can put a Maul onto one of our creatures and start attacking. But it's fairly slow. Ooh, and our opponent's going to be quick. Do they have Explore? No. No, they don't. Ooh, that's the perfect draw. Let's just get rid of that Amulet of Vigor, shall we? Good morning, basic land. Okay, and thanks a lot for the compliment. I'm just playing the decks that I like to see, I like to play. Glad that you're enjoying them too. Tireless Tracker. Okay. They played a land already though, right? So we can just Skyclave Apparate it? Okay, they got the Explorer. And they have a land. They do have another land drop. Okay, there it is. I think we're probably going to Arbiter Ghost Quarter this turn. And we could Ghost Quarter their forest and take them off green mana. That seems really good. Ooh, that's bad. Nothing we can do about it. Green-White Hate Bears was your entry into Modern. Okay, cool, cool. When was this? Looks like our opponent made really good use of that red mana here. They're going to clear the board. They get to keep a token, and they get their artifacts back. That's brutal. No blocks. That's still pretty much the case. Okay, so we only get to play one card. We can Flickerwisp their illusion. We can Maul on the Arbiter. I like Flickerwisping the illusion here. And we can leave Sunbaked Canyon up to kind of bluff path. Oh, wow. So you've been playing Modern for quite some time. Do you remember one of the tiered decks from the first year of Modern? Death Cloud. It played the namesake card, of course, the Death Cloud, but it also played the 4-mana Garruk that untaps your lands. Summoner's Pact. They're doing this during the end step, so they're going to have to pay double green during their upkeep. How are they going to do that? What are you going to do? Was that maybe a misclick? I don't like this hand. This hand looks bad. I mean, it has Arbiter and Ghost Quarter, but there's nothing else going for this hand. The double Sunbaked Canyon is a problem. And again, like, we don't have anything to do. We just have Path to Exile. Okay, we can keep this. We have to keep Plains, Arbiter, and I want to keep the 3-drops. Maybe I have to get rid of the Archon here. And then I think I keep the Path. Why play Death Cloud when you can play Primal Command and Eternal Witness it back? I did play Primal Command as a 1-of, but Death Cloud destroys your opponent's lands. And as chat knows, destroying lands is the best thing in Magic. Watery Grave, Ancestral Vision, and Luris. Bottom Field and Archon. I think that's what we ended up doing, isn't it? Okay, guess we agree. Ooh, Sophie. Sophie's nice. So we can attack here. If they have Snapcaster Mage, it trades 1-for-1 with the Arbiter. Hey there, Blind. Thanks for joining us. Okay, I guess let's see if we can sneak a Sophie down onto the board. We do. Nice. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay. So this is the Rogue Mill deck. Bit of a meme, but you have to respect it. Otherwise it kills you. I have absolutely lost to this deck one time. Ooh, the Fatal Push. How's Cat Jesus supposed to carry a sword if you push it? This is no good. I guess we'll Skyclave Apparition one of these things on our turn. Okay, so they use the Mishra's Bauble trick to take a look at their own top card and play to fetch land. And they don't fetch. So it looks like that's a card they wanted to draw. Let's put down the Apparition. Get rid of one of these Enforcers. Although Giver of Ruins equip would have been quite good there too. Ooh, okay, they have Fatal Push. And that gives the Thieves Guild Enforcer a boost to its power. And the Ancestral Vision is about to be cast. Looks like it'll be cast on the opponent's next upkeep. So this mulligan really ended up hurting us. They've answered everything we've put down. But we've got another shot here with the Giver of Runes. Problem is they're going to be drawing 4 cards on their turn. Archmage Charm. Gain control of Giver of Runes. And then I think the sword still equips to it. No, it doesn't. Wonder why it didn't equip. Probably in something in the wording of equip. I think that's GG, though. They're going to refill their hand. Can't equip to a creature you don't control. So it must check when it's targeting and when it's trying to equip. Thanks, Team Red. It's almost 2 p.m. just now getting out of bed. Quarantine isn't good for me. Yeah, quarantine has definitely done some interesting things. But if it makes you feel better, I usually don't get out of bed till 10 p.m. Opponent has 5 cards in hand to our 3. We only have double path. We can path the Thieves Guild Enforcer during their upkeep to stem the bleeding. Another Thieves Guild Enforcer. Probably going to have to path both of those. In bed at 1 a.m. and up at 6:30? That's not enough sleep. Wrong ordering. I was supposed to sequence this better. Path the Giver of Runes first. Wait for them to target and then path again. So that's a pretty serious punt. So we'll bring in our pro-black creatures. Thanks, handsome. Team Red, thank you for putting up the punt. It's all good. That's what it's there for. Okay, so we got 2 minutes to figure out the cards to take out. You got it, Red. Thanks for dropping by. See you around. So let's see. We're going to go through the cards here and figure out what we want to take out. Giver of Ruins stays. Guaranteed. Path to Exile doesn't seem that strong here in this matchup. Aether Vial stays for sure. Arbiter, I think that definitely stays. Stoneforge Mystic as well. Thalia definitely. Champ for sure. The Archon is interesting. I'm not sure that we need the Archon. Flickerwisp is fine. They do have flyers, so it's not going to be as good as in some matchups. And then the Skyclave Apparition, I think that's about as good as it always is. So in the end, we ended up just trimming some of the 3-drops and a path. We could probably get rid of a second path if we wanted to keep one of the 3s. Maybe the Flickerwisp. No, I want to keep the Archon, eh? Okay. So we get the Archon in, take the other path out. We'll keep 2 path. Should have also brought in Rest in Peace. That's going to turn off a few of their options. So if we get a game 3, we'll bring in Rest in Peace. Not a fan of this hand. This hand has no land. This hand we can keep. Going to get rid of the Champ and the Path because we don't have the mana to cast the Champ. And we'll probably start with Thalia. Okay, so they're targeting themselves. They're going to do the Bauble trick. They saw a card they do not want to draw. Untapped Watery Grave. Okay, Thalia is going to be pretty good here. Hey there, Dr. Stacks. Thanks for joining us. Ooh, Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay. Clearwater Pathway. And we draw Giver of Ruins. Okay. From the Crypt. Thanks for the cheer, bud. How's it going? All right, let's get some damage in. Ooh. The Soaring Thought Thief. The 1/3 kills the Thalia. This is a blowout. I'm scared to block here. I don't think I do. Blocking with Giver of Ruins might be fine. But yeah, they're just going to have removal spell for... Okay, not removal spell. Removal spell would have been worse. This is fine. We're going to take a bunch of damage, but we get our Batterskull onto the board. Ooh, Mirran Crusader. Pro black. That's a nice one. Leave our creatures back. We got blocks now. Really want to keep this Stoneforge Mystic alive so we can get the Batterskull out. Nice. They're only attacking for 2 in the air. That's going to give us more time. Okay. Aether Vial. I mean, that is something we can put into play, but it will cost us a life. So do we attack with the Mirran Crusader here? Kind of feel like the Crusader is what's keeping the Death Touchers at bay. So maybe we just pass again, and we'll put the Batterskull into play this time. Drown in the Lock. Killing the Giver of Ruins. Nothing we can do about that. That would be the ideal. If we could equip Batterskull to the Crusader, that would be win. Ooh, we're at the end step. My end step, okay. Thought for a second we've gotten a little bit further than we were. Let's see what they do. Another attack with the flyer, and that's it. Okay. We'll go to 8. Opponent does have 6 cards in hand for their 2 lands. So they could have Drown in the Lock for our Germ. Almost there. 1 more land. Wondering, would I trade a Germ for one of these Enforcers? We need to start gaining life, and they're not attacking anyway. Mirran Crusader is doing a great job of holding the Enforcers back, and if we can get the Batterskull onto the Crusader, then we're good to go. But I'd like to try and gain some life here. So if we trade the Germ for the Enforcer, I think that's fine. We go up to 12, and it's going to be harder for them to finish us off attacking for 2 a turn. Okay, it looks like they have decided that they are on board for a trade as well. Fingers crossed, handsome. No, we just get to hit them for 4. Well, that's the best of all worlds. Do we bother to play the Aether Vial here? I think... What What value is it going to have down the road? It could give us some value. It does mean that we are no longer representing Path. But if we had Path, we would cast it on the Soaring Thought Thief, probably. Okay. So they have another Soaring Thought Thief, and that's going to quicken the clock. Engineered explosives. They want to kill the germ with it? Okay, nothing we can do here. Those are flying. We take 6. Close game. Land, land, land. Off the top, land. Here we go. Ah. Okay, we got Path instead. So we can Path one of their Thought Thieves. Let's attack with the germ. Yeah, you're right. We would miss the land too. I was thinking get rid of their land, but then we wouldn't be able to equip Batterskull. So we need to keep the Field of Ruin. Not if I want a field, right? I have to pay 2 for the Arbiter, and then I only have 2 lands left, and I can't field. So I just have to Path. It's all good. We are priced into this. We have no choice. Thanks for the warning there, Handsome. Ooh, that's a problem. We're going to have to make blocks now. Lose our Arbiter. Lose our Mystic. But if we draw land off the top, I think we still win. One, two, three, four. Look at all those lands that were milled off the top. Yep, we can do that. Good point. We would take a damage from that, but that is something we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I think we have 22 lands in the deck. This should be an Alpha Strike. Okay, so unfortunately we will have to block with Stoneforge Mystic, so returning the Batterskull is no longer an option. We just have to get the land. It's our last hope, I think. And we also don't know what they have in hand. So if they have something like Fatal Push, we're dead. Okay, we get to block. We are forced to block like this. There's no choice. Land, please land. Ah. All right, I think we still got one turn left. Because we can block the Thieves Guild Enforcer again. If they have another Soaring Thought Thief, we're dead. If they have... What else? Okay, that's it. We're dead. GG. Hard fought, but we ended up with the 3-2.